Good evening, I'm Alice Gaynor.
And I'm Dick Brennan. Welcome to the news at 9. Tonight, the search for answers after that deadly crane collapse in Tribeca.
And the big question, why did the crane company wait until the middle of the storm to secure the massive equipment? In this cell phone video, you can see the steel slowly start to waver, then it falls. People in nearby buildings could only watch as the massive crane bent, buckled, and then, as you see there, collapsed.
Incredible video. And now let's show you what it looks like tonight. Crews have started the process of removing the large steel structure. TV 1055's Tony Aiello is live on the scene right now with more. Tony, what's going on there?
Dick, we're on West Broadway, 1 block north of the collapse site, and as we zoom into Worth Street, you can see a huge section of this massive crane that toppled 12.5 hours ago. A gust of wind sending death and destruction from above.
Hours after the crane came down, scaffolding went up along Worth Street to safeguard against further debris falling from damaged building facades or being blown off the roof of the New York Law School. These pictures taken inside show a 2-ton hook and weight ball that came crashing through the ceiling, leaving a gaping hole, broken windows, and breaking a clock showing the exact time of the collapse.
The building shook. It felt like an earthquake.
It was like bombs was going off.
Construction workers in a nearby building captured what happened. The slow process of lowering the jib suddenly accelerated by gusty winds.
First attempt went about maybe 10 o'clock horizontal, and the wind started blowing, so they went back up with it. On the second attempt to lower it, that's when it got out of control, and then it collapsed.
A veteran operator was in the control cab. He was injured as it flipped upside down. The treads facing the sky made for a bizarre sight. TV 55 has obtained this picture of the wind meter inside the cab, showing steady winds of 18 miles per hour as the process began. The crew trying to lower the arm into the safety position, an upside-down V, right over West Broadway, as seen in this picture taken Wednesday. Instead, the collapse.
It's spanning about 2 blocks.
The crane crushed more than a dozen cars. The few people still on the street rushed to safety. A random decision may have doomed 38-year-old David Wicks of Manhattan.
2 guys ran to the right, 1 guy ran to the left, and I believe the guy that ran to the left was the one that was killed.
2 people were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. A firefighter was also hurt during the rescue, but he's expected to be okay. Mayor de Blasio inspected the damage in Tribeca, then ordered the more than 400 cranes operating in the city secured while they try to figure out precisely what went wrong with this one.
I'm not going to minimize what's happened here. We have to figure out what happened. We have to make sure it doesn't happen again.
I spoke off camera with a hard hat who was part of the crane crew. He was shaken. These guys are pros who take pride in doing a dangerous job safely. Their industry is heavily regulated. The city buildings department has to sign off on pretty much anything that they do, and had in fact signed off on this operation today. That hard hat is blaming a sudden gust of high wind for this disaster. Experts are now trying to figure out when it will be safe to remove this crane. They'll either unbolt it or cut it up into pieces using a torch, then lift the pieces onto flatbeds and cart them away from the scene here in Tribeca. Reporting live, Tony Aiello, TV 1055.
Just an unbelievable sight behind you, Tony. Thank you.